Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here and welcome back to Age of Wonders 4, and today we're going to be eviscerating my editor's hard drive by making an extra long episode. Morbus, I apologize, but you knew what you were signing up for when you became my editor, and if you didn't, you should have known. God, I'm so tempted to cast as flame burst weapons, but I really can't do it until I have a slightly stronger economy. We will cast it. But first, I'm going to just cast my gremlin stacks and fill out this lady's army over here. She will be the gremlin commander. I think now is the phase of the game where I'm going to stop mass producing skirmishers in favor of actually using my massive gold reserves to start going up to a higher tier of army. I think the next type of unit that I'm going to start spamming are Houndmasters. These are ranged unit in a similar vein to Furies, okay? Now, the thing about a Fury is a Fury can do up to what? Like 60 damage in a single turn, which is pretty respectable. The advantage of the Houndmaster, who only does 29 damage, is that they can get a 25% boost, right? So they'll go up to something in the region of like 35 damage. Plus, they bring a dog to the battle, and that is a really big deal. The fact that these Houndmasters bring another tier 1 unit to the fight really makes such a difference in how they fight. I do think that the Fury is a better unit overall, but I think the real advantage of the Houndmaster is his auto-resolve power. Houndmasters are like auto-resolve gods. Because they bring extra free summonable units that it doesn't matter if they die, they're basically like, they have 2 health pools, right? That the enemy units have to burn through and auto-resolve. So that's the real power of them. Yeah, I think the city of Stagspear here has almost reached its full potential. It has claimed the vast majority of these tiles. I will probably be destroying this outpost after I claim these last few provinces around here. But once the city reaches its max potential, that's a roundabout time that you want to like liberate it and turn it into a vassal. So what I'm going to do is sell off... I can't sell more grievances. Anyway. Oh, I was going to declare my war this turn. I'm going to wait until I have sold off my grievances because I want to declare a justified war where I get a 20% Imperium boost. So I'll wait those 3 turns. That was a bit of a mistake I made there. Oh, this is perfect. He turned this into a city and then claimed 2 tiles, which should give me the justified war. It does. 20% global income. They have 4 vassals. I don't need vassals. I entirely command my army myself. 20% Imperium income will help me a lot because I'll be settling new cities all over their land. And let's begin the war in the Underdark. First things first, we will pillage a little bit down here. Cinderhold will be put to the sword, as shall all of their other cities. So my many stacks of units are now arrayed on the borders with my enemy, and only my hero, my main hero here, Ashenel, the Lawbringer, is hanging around down here waiting for this city to get pillaged. I'm wondering if I should build a Smith's Guild in my capital here. It would let me reach levels of draft that I wouldn't be able to hit otherwise. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the Smith's Guild, but I'm going to make sure that I get all the basic stuff like academies and all this stuff too. And the idea behind going for the Smith's Guild is that I will use the Create Forest spell to essentially convert this entire city, with the exception of maybe mines and wherever I can build conduits. With the exception of those tiles, I will essentially just coat this in forest and foresters, meaning that I can crank out max population and max unit production. I think the only exception will be conduits, which we will... We'll build as many conduits as we can, because we have both the Mirror Field, which gives you 2 mana per conduit, and the Pantheon Shrine, which is also a conduit. So I think those will scale nicely. Let's put Gold Bank under siege. This city should be pretty quick to take out. We'll add the Harassed Defenders, the Headlong Assault, maybe not Harassed Defenders, maybe Sow Confusion, and Onagers, just to make this go 2 turns. I don't want to sit around here and siege this forever. We're just going to raise it and move on with our lives. Unfortunately, this will leave a city ruin scar on the landscape for the rest of the game, but that was not my doing. We have just finished researching the Summon Entwined Protector, and we might be able to make good use out of this unit in the near future. The problem is that it's a tier 3 unit, so it's going to cost 20 mana per turn to maintain. So we're not really going to be able to add that to our army until we start burning down some of the units we currently have. Now, on the other hand, something like this Warbreed here, we can definitely add this to our army. It's a monstrous shock unit, and that'll be our tier 4 super unit that we'll be able to make use of. We're under attack in the underground. Let's go ahead and accept the auto combat. We should win this with minimal losses. We did. One of my scouts got picked up over here on top of the mountain, which is fine. We're under attack again. Auto combat that again. Very easy wins, because remember, my army is built and designed to fight in auto combat. That's our bread and butter, man. Garrick the Sorcerer has leveled up, so she gets her level 10 signature ability. Now she probably doesn't need Virulent Outbreak, and she is a long range. I think Restoration is a really damn good ability. Heals, I find, just really suit me as a player. She has all the support things that I care about. I could take Inspiring Leader, which would make her useful at leading certain armies. What do you got? Restoration, Spirit Action, Hindering Blizzard. You got a whole bunch of stuff. Let's take Lightning Evoker. Nah, let's just take Resistance. That'll let you resist spells and stuff easier. We got a high-risk battle down in the Underground. So he seems to be throwing his armies at me down here. And it's not going amazingly well for him. Now, he did mostly wipe these stacks, but that's actually good for me, because now I can retreat after doing huge amounts of damage to his economy and his armies down here at little to no cost. Right? All it cost me is these Sunderers that I was able to spam out. Think of all the tier 3 units he just lost. I could have fought those battles manually. He's military ranking 7. I'm military ranking 1. I have completely eviscerated any military he had. And we're going to continue to do so. Let me summon another gremlin into this army stack. This army stack is actually quite powerful with all the gremlins. We are going to go ahead and skirmish the hell out of this army. He actually went and took out the gremlins of all units. Nah, I'll take it. They just cost mana. They can be resummoned on the battlefield. It's not like they're important. So the city of Goldbank will be raised in 4 turns. Do I have the ability to get... No, I don't have Destined Conquerors yet, but that will be nice when we do get it. 6 turns away from that bad boy. We'll capture and release the Lair of Silk. We'll keep our army stacks moving. This needs to be raised. Boom. It'll take 4 turns until that is flipped. And we can begin marching on Smogon. I'm also going to clear this Reaper's Hollow with my stack of Berserkers. I can actually just give 1 pop to finish it, which is fine because I'm evil and I don't care. There's 600 gold. I can get the Demoralizing Mask. I don't know if I'll take that. I'm quite happy to take her knowledge though. This will speed up the research on Warbreed. I'll take that little bit of research, and now I have access to the Reaper's Hollow. Anything around here that I should clear out? I'll just go have a little peek. Right, there are some city ruins here. We will rebuild. And while this is rebuilding, we should probably look to release the city of Centerpike as a vassal. This city doesn't really have a whole lot more potential. It can't get much better than what it currently is. It's not a terrible city, but I think this city over here has better, if not similar potential. So we're going to go ahead and release as a vassal city. We will receive Imperium for releasing the city, as well as a relations boost and allegiance based on its stability. I suppose I could buy the bathhouse out. I probably shouldn't have cancelled it, but I can buy the bathhouse out, and that way it'll be in an orderly fashion when I release it. Slam Pit now officially has the Foresters Guild. So I'm going to come into this farm, I'm going to replace this with a research post, and then I'll build the academy. I'm going to get the estate hall, the mint, all these things that will maximize the city's ability to output resources. Also, I need a conduit, so I will go ahead and build a conduit in the city as well. I'll get the estate hall and the mint. Eventually we will want the halls of war and the monolith. I should probably build the seat of chaos here as well. I guess I will put it here on this quarry. The Seed of Chaos is nice because it'll reduce the chaos research cost by about 20%. My wounded armies, I will focus on pillaging. Anyone who has taken a little bit of damage will do the pillage thing. Anyone else though will just storm onwards through the enemy lines. 2 Grum Hammer Hall cast Harvest Population. Target friendly city loses 1 population, you gain 60 souls. So he's harvesting the population of the city that I'm raising, as I'm raising it. That's a bit grim. Right, let's put Smogon under siege. Let's start the siege. It'll be a 14-turn siege. This is a very heavily defended city. Let's add some siege projects here. Headlong Assault, we'll bring it down to 9 turns. Soul Confusion, we'll bring it down to 8. And I think if I can get 1 more siege project in, maybe we'll construct some onagers. So that's down to a 7-turn siege, which is, I would say, in the ballpark of a reasonable number of turns. I'm quite happy to take battles like this, right, where I'm clearing out a Marauder Guard and I lose a few skirmishers so that I can free up economic power for more advanced units. But it's finally time for Ashenel to rejoin the main front line. She was kind of off on this side quest over here, taking over Tuskheim and all these cities to the south. But she's finally, catching up to the main front line with 2 Grum Hammer Hall. She's kind of been off on her own little adventure for quite some time. Brilliant. We have finished the Warbreed, which is the monstrous shock unit that we crave to build. And here we go, the Glade Runner, the tier 3 ranged unit that is going to combo extremely well with the Warbreed. Now, the thing about a Warbreed is that it technically inherits your faction's transformations. So it is a leaf skin, it has primal mark, it has spawnkin. So any ways that I enhance my race will also transfer onto the war breed, which is really handy. So let's start producing a few war breeds to fill out the armies. Right, we released the city of Centerpike as a vassal, so we're no longer getting most of the resources that it had, but this city still exists inside my empire and it provides a little bit of it, right? I'm getting 11 mana, 16 research, 26 gold, but more importantly, this city is no longer taking up a city slot. So effectively, I have control of this sector of the map indirectly. Right, let's see here. We've got the Delver of the Secrets. We can gain the Mark of the Owl. This would give us +1 shadow affinity. Cities at the race gain 15 knowledge from each cleared Ancient Wonder, but we would lose 20 stability if there's no cleared Ancient Wonder in their domain. I'm going to lose the knowledge. Do you know what? I'll take it. +1 shadow affinity, who cares? It'll hurt my faction in some ways, but it'll help in others. So what we need to do is to run around here, and ideally with our armies near enough to each other to reinforce, get a whole bunch of pillaging done, and try to catch any armies that are trying to reinforce the city before they can get here. We have the Smiths Guild in the capital, so it's probably time we started spamming foresters. I mean, just look at the amount of food, draft, and production we're to get there. 7 food, 3 production, and 5 draft per forester. Oh wow, Centerpike, the vassal city, was able to grab this uninhabitable terrain. That was kind of weird. Normally you can't do that, but because they were a free city, they were able to do it. That was really weird. Sure, I'll buy it. I'm kind of sad because I wanted this conduit and outpost to be in my capital, and now they won't be. I'm going to go ahead and take Druidic Care. I'm currently positive 83 mana. Once I take this, I go up to positive 276 mana, which means it is now time to cast Flame Burst weapons because we can afford it, easily affording it now. With a ton of spare mana. Flame Burst weapons is insane for auto-resolve. Basically, every time one of my units kills something now, they explode. They deal 20 damage to all allies nearby. So I effectively have AoE. So it looks like this guy built the Heart of Shadow. He might have built it down. Someone built a Heart of Shadow anyway. I think it was Tugrum. Let me see. I think he has a Heart of Shadow somewhere. I can't quite see it. There it is. Root of Shadow, Heart of Shadow. So once you have the Heart of Shadow, you can start casting the End the Game spell. So we just need to get over there and pillage these, and that'll prevent that. I think you need to have all 3. The Seed, the Root, and the Heart. We caught a reinforcement army that we can take out relatively for free. We have finished the recruitment of Glade Runners, who I'm going to add to this new elite stack of units that I'm building. It's going to be 2 War Breeds with a War Shaman for healing, and then a pair of Glade Runners. Now, in a perfect world, I would maybe take like the Tome of Cycles and have a Druid of the Cycle as the healing unit, which is genuinely extremely tempting. We'd also get Projectiles of Decay, which would give my Skirmisher units another +2 blight damage, as well as inflicting Decay, which prevents enemies from regenerating health, and that could be really helpful against certain armies. Yeah, I think we go for the Tome of Cycles here. Mostly for the Druid of the Cycle. This would give us an extremely strong late game stack unit that can basically resurrect units and insta-kill other units. So very, very powerful. I'm going to lock in Projectiles of Decay and then immediately research the Druid of the Cycle. I'm curious to see if my stack of Berserkers here can take on these tier 5 Horned Gods. They're very scary because they have the Reclaiming Bolt, which heals as they damage, and they also have Wild Eruption and Summons Living Vines and all this sort of stuff. So I'm kind of curious. I think the auto combat is going to struggle here, but I'm pretty sure... Okay, so they killed everything except for one of the Horned Gods. I'm pretty sure I can beat this, though, if I play it intelligently. Oh, wow. They have created a whole bunch of living... vine stuff. Now I can get up here and obliterate this plant on turn 1 actually. So let's do that. Let's drop the Invigorate to get these guys regenerating and give them strengthened. And now we'll see what the enemy's move is. Alright, he's thrown a... Ooh! He did the living plant thing. Okay. He's raising plants from the dead. I'm just going to drop a Blaze of the Horde here. Oh, that doesn't do enough. I'm going to do a Vision of Victory to gain fortune. Drop the Mass Rejuvenation to give everyone nice health upgrades. You move 1 tile to the right and kill this. The explosion. Oh, I could have used my explosion damage to do that. I see. Now, I'm going to drop some of my own plants on these guys to make their lives more miserable while I go and charge them in. I got to remember my units make other units explode when they attack, so it was a bit of a mistake I made. Ghost Wolf got up real close. Weakened us. A little bit of poison, a little bit of flanking. Unicorn, teleport! Ooh, okay, my unit berserked. Not good. Let's drop a big heal on him to keep him healthy. The good news is this unicorn is also flanked like crazy. So if I can get the kind of hit that I need on him. Just a crit. Oh, come on, kill this unicorn. Boom. Kill the wolf if we can. He's frenzied. So this guy should regenerate quite a bit of health next turn. Yeah, he'll regenerate 18 health over the turn's end, which might give him a chance to live. I don't mind if I lose a berserker, honestly. Because I feel like we're fighting this battle pretty effectively against these horned gods. Oh, he healed him. Take a little damage. Nice counterattack. I'm shocked that we're holding. Do another healing roots on this guy to keep him regened up. So now he's got 5 stacks of regen, so he'll heal 30 health at the end of the turn. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's triple blast this kiddo with charge strikes. Boom. And then we'll blast him once. Oh, we got a little restore. Give him a restore. Very nice. We're keeping him alive just barely. I suppose you could defense mode to buy yourself more time. Dude, these berserkers with healing are insane. So if I can get my hands on some horned gods, it would be nutty. Oh, he barely died. Even in defense mode. That's sad. All right, let's drop a Vine Prison on these guys to get control over them. Get this kill. You have an Invigorate. We're going to drop the Invigorate. That'll give us Strengthened and healing. Get in there to get into the fight. Now, does this guy count as a melee mage, I wonder? No, he's not a melee mage. So getting into his face would make it quite difficult for him to use his abilities. Right, let's go ahead and drop the Mass Rejuvenation right here. Boom. That'll keep us healthy. Slap him. You are going to run around the side. You're going to back this guy up and blast him. You're going to drop a Vine Prison here. You're going to kill the old snaky boy. He is statically charged, which does make him hurt a little, but that's fine. These horned gods have got to be struggling now. They can summon plants continuously, which is a major problem. Dude, the horned gods might actually, like based on this battle, I think they might actually be one of the most overpowered units in the game. Because they can summon the most overpowered unit in the game, which is this vine, living vine unit. Like, I'm not even joking. Legitimately the most powerful unit in the game. Right, let's double blast you. You have another restore, but we don't need to use it. Run in there, cancel his retaliation. Nice one. We're slowly getting through them. Do I need another Vine Prison? I think we're good. I think we have them in our zone of control, meaning they won't be able to get away from us anymore. Right, let's focus fire this guy. Break his defense mode. Step here. Go for him. Boom. There's a lovely crit flank. Give me another one. Oh, crit flank. Lovely. Strengthened. I guess you could restore to keep the regen flowing. I'm looking for a poison hit on this guy. It would be nice. There we go. Misfortune. A surprisingly difficult battle, in the sense that I can see why the auto-resolver struggled. There goes the first horned god, completely obliterated. Blow up this plant. It should detonate, killing all the adjacent plants. And we can go ahead and drop the Invigorate on these guys, strengthening them and preparing them and regenerating them. It definitely feels like the nature books have a lot of staying power in their build. Like a lot of healing, a lot of defenses, a lot of really powerful stuff. Like this guy is just summoning so many plants. Dude, in the hands of a player, this would be insane. It's extremely annoying in the hands of the AI. In the hands of a player, I don't even know what you would do about it. Boom. Blow him up. All right, let's get around the back of this guy. Give him the old flank slap. Get around the back of him. Give him a flank slap. Get him in the butt. Give him the flank slap. There we go. And kill. Horned God down. We have managed to defeat the enemy stack at the cost of only a single berserker. And granted, I kind of ran that berserker in to die. I didn't really use his life really well, did I? We got the Ring of Concealment and a bunch of gold. It's kind of powerful. Unfortunately, though, I think it's time for this hero to abandon this stack and take over the Warbreed stack, because the entire point of this guy was for him to be an extremely good support unit for high tier units and not necessarily be a good combat unit in of himself. We did just finish the Glade Runner research and we're already researching the Druid of the Cycle, which is perfect. It looks like Carissa has declared war on me. That's going to be fun to have to deal with. And Togrum Hammerhall has cast the final spell for the magic victory. So we have 15 turns to interrupt this. The whole world has been cast under the spell of Shadow. Now, the big advantage we have is he can no longer cast spells, and we're right on top of the Root of Shadow. So I don't think he's going to be able to stop us, to stop him, basically. The Age of Shadow spell can be paused by occupying one of the Affinity Province improvements. To cancel the casting, you need to pillage it. So we could stand in the Root of Shadow and basically force him to sit there and have no magical abilities while we rip down his capital. Kind of an interesting ability. I'll probably just pillage it so we can not have to worry about him casting that. Right, I reckon it's time to start converting my capital city over to the Forester Horde. So let's go ahead and start casting Create Forest wherever we can and switch all of these to Foresters. Because remember, the Forester improvement gets a ton of food, a ton of production, and a ton of draft. So we're now standing on the Root of Shadow, and we're going to start pillaging it to prevent him from casting the spell. And then in Fangvale, the city is actually developing really nice. We got farms, we got quarries. I'm reasonably happy with it. Oh, finally, Destined Conquerors. There it is. Plus 50 gold and plus 50 mana per act of war. That's really going to help our economy out, especially on the mana side of things. Gold we can pillage. Mana is harder to come by. I'm pretty sure basically everyone has declared war on Tugrim Hammerhell now because he's casting the Age of Shadow. Believe it or not, people don't take kindly to you trying to win the game. Lovely, we found his Spelljammer, so we can start to rip that down and we'll be able to cast spells inside his territory. And here we go, the Root of Chaos. This is basically the late game composition we want. The only thing we want to do is probably replace this War Shaman with a Druid of the Cycle and then eventually a Horned God. 2 melee, 2 ranged, a support and a support. That is, in my opinion, a really damn good late game composition. Right, the Siege of Smogon will be complete in 1 turn, and we have managed to prevent him from casting the Age of Shadow spell. I'm going to put... I want to catch this army stack off guard actually, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this. This is a single stack that's on its own. We should be able to kill it without many losses. No losses, perfect. And then we'll get into position to clear out these stacks as well. These should be some really easy clear outs as well, thanks to these skirms. Might lose a few skirms in these battles because there are heroes present. Right. Okay, big losses, probably because of the web and stuff from the heroes. Well then, this will require a bit of elbow grease from myself then to make sure that this goes a little bit better. Now, what are we up against? We're up against a variety of things. Mostly low tier stuff, so I don't really understand how we lost. I think the big thing here will be to bring down these heroes. Everything else we can deal with fairly easily, but if we bring down these heroes, they're where I think the majority of the power of this army lies. One big thing that we don't have in these armies are any shamans, which is a little bit of a problem. What do they have in terms of AoE? How stacked up can we get? They have no AoE here. No AoE here. The only AoE they might have is this hindering blizzard. So actually, I think then we'll focus on the left side and try to kill that fairy early. Ooh, they just dropped a big bomb on my units here. That's kind of scary, actually. Right. I'll drop Vine Prisons around these guys to keep them busy. And then we'll start the process of trying to do damage to some of these guys. Now, we don't need to do a huge amount of damage straight off the bat. The big thing is if we can damage these fairies down to a point where they won't have all of their unit models, so they'll do less damage when they actually do finally fire off that AoE. Like it was doing 24 damage, now it's only doing 20. So we're already cutting down how painful it will be when they eventually strike. So if we just get like another little bit of damage, just bring that unit count down another smidge. Nice, we almost got that fairy down. He's down to half health. Let's try to focus on some of the frontline units now. Like those spearmen there can go, as far as I'm concerned. Right, let's see what he does. Oh, that's a soul fire and a big AoE. That's all right. He's got a lot of magic at his disposal. My morale is a little bit low this early. That's the one downside of cheap tier 1 units, is if you take too many losses a little bit too early, you can get into a bad situation. So we need to get a kill here to bring morale back up. There we go. Morale's back up to neutral. Get behind this guy and slap him in the butt a couple of times. I'm going to inflict their hero with Infectious Insanity, which will make them just attack something randomly nearby. I think that's the best use of my mana, really. I'm going to get around to try to kill this, although it's already fired off its ability. So there's probably not much point in killing it now, but I will kill it. And now we'll try to bring down this shield unit. It's a tier 3, so it will take quite a lot of spear throwing to break its bolstered defense. It has 15 defense? Where is it getting that defense from? God, okay, maybe I should use my power on something else. Big problem I'm running into is I don't have very strong spells for battles anymore. Oh, he just blasted his own guy. That's good news for me. Morale is low. We need to get it back up. A Blaze of the Horde here could be quite good. It'll do a little bit of damage, helping us out. Those White Witches will go down. We got a 20% critical chance straight to the ass on this guy. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Come on, give me the kill. I need this kill really badly. Right, morale's back up. Get behind this scout, give him a couple of hits to get him killed. Get behind this White Witch, give him a hit as well. Blast that White Witch, please. We need to kill that White Witch as well to get morale back up a little bit. And to get their morale down as well, honestly. Can we get this kill? Come on. Oh, big. Morale is now high. I can kill this spearman as well. Boom. Morale is really high. Come on, get a couple more kills. Some of their units have low morale. See if we can get this done. Perfect. So assessing the current state of the battle, I would say we have a pretty good chance of winning here. It all depends on what the magic can do for us. Oof. If I had any real combat summons, I think I could do serious work. I'm just going to drop vines on this right side while we focus on killing this left side. Now, I'm pretty sure this guy is actually just fleeing. So what we really want to do is focus on this hero. He has an assassin's dagger, which is a scary thing. Right, let's javelin this guy down. Now, he's going to be very resistant. Does he get another web? He doesn't get a web for a while. It's going to be very hard to bring him down because he's in defensive terrain. But if we can get him, right, if we can sunder him down, if we can crit him, get him down to a low enough point, I think it can be done. The level of focus fire that we're dropping on him right now, like we're just barely chipping him. He's just getting chipped away so slowly. Now, if we can get into melee with him, it'll be good work. Oh, I think he's fleeing. He is fleeing. Excellent. So we have managed to break him. Okay, I want you to get behind him. Get behind him. Get behind him. And then we'll start breaking you from the back with melee attacks. Skirmishers are, weirdly enough, they're actually better in melee than they are at range. But their range is quite good. All the same. There we go. Keep breaking them from the behind. Get up behind him. Do the big damage. Excellent. Run over. See if you can't get a hit on him. There's the crit we needed. I think the enemy is fleeing the field. Perfect. So we went from a fairly terrible outcome to a much more acceptable outcome. We lost a bunch of skirmishers. I remember these skirmishers are now going to start getting replaced with real units, real high tier units. And then we'll take out this fine little stack in an auto resolve. Excellent. Here comes my first 1k combat powered doom stack of war breeds, glade runners, and war shamans. I think one thing I will do is recruit a druid of the cycle to replace that. But yeah, we're basically going to just make that stack over and over to have as our hero stacks. So we'll need a few of them, right? We'll need 6 of these. It'll be quite expensive to maintain. But we have built up the economy to maintain this. That's what we've been building up to this whole game. I think it could be good to get projectiles of decay now. That'll give all of my attacks +2 blight damage and a 90% chance of inflicting decaying. And I think in my cities where I have the Shrine of the War God, I think I can start producing glade runners on a mass scale as my main unit. Glade runners, in my opinion, are so strong they don't need a unit in front of them because they're a tier 3 range unit that can do up to like 60 damage per turn base. They also have Tracker's Mark, which sunders the enemy's defense by 2 and applies marked, making them less able to evade. Glade runner spam with leaf skin, just chef's kiss. Aisha Craik is leveled up, which, to be fair, she should have based on that battle she was in. I'm going to give her another 2 defense to make her even stronger. She probably deserves like a serious upgrade here. She has Holy Retribution, which really quite actually helped a little bit there to get the damage in. But she could use something to help her out. Rallying Blessing is quite good. That extra morale adds up, to be honest with you. Ooh, Draining Blade would give her a lot of sustain. Deals damage to the target and heals you for the same amount of damage dealt. Perfect. I'll take that. Right, here comes Carissa the Red to try to break this city. So I'll probably need to teleport some armies over here to protect this. Let's start mass producing Sunderers again as just a cheap spam unit to fill out my armies. She's coming at me with a lot of noise. Like a lot of noise. She's on the teleporter, which is a bit of a problem. She's pillaging it. It will take her 2 turns to pillage it, but that's okay. My closest teleporter is down here, so it's not too far away. I'm going to turn this Warbreed stack around. This is probably the kind of stuff I need to go fight her. Right, time to take on Smogon. Somehow I have a feeling that this will not go well for me if I auto-resolve it, but it should. Well, that's a very long auto-resolve. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to fight this manually. It's the downside of skirmishers is they lose power as game goes on. We are up against probably one of the biggest battles of our game. Our enemy has these necrotic spires, and these get to heal undead units on a pretty regular basis, so we're gonna have to deal with those as well. They only have 4 of them, and there's a couple of units that have been pulled out into the front here that we might be able to deal with. So let's see what we can do. How much healing do we have inside this army? We actually have very little in the way of healing. We have this unit with Restore, Horka Crake, which is a bit of a problem. We're underbuilt for healing right now. Really should have had a couple of war shamans in this raiding party. It's okay, we can make it work. Just need to spam defense sundering on this guy. Alright, so I got 4 Hound Masters that can attack this guy who is in a bad way. We got a good chance of getting this kill. There's the graze that prevents it. Still, we have a small chance of making it happen still. Oh, perfect. So turn 1, I think, has gone relatively okay for me here. Turn 2, I think, is going to go very poorly. Depends on if they're still buffing or if they're going to come out of their thing to fight me, you know? Yeah, okay, they're coming out to fight me. Now the thing is, we can do a Blaze of the Horde here and get a pretty damn good blast. Scale 73 like damage, not bad. And we want to get our dogs onto enemy targets. We want to mark them and we want to reduce their defense. That's what the doggos are for. Alright, let's get you to here. We focus fired this guy. Small chance we get this kill, I think. Nah, no crits, unfortunately. That's alright. Can break some walls over here. So if I hold down Alt, I can choose where to attack. So I'll break the walls. Oh, they're a little bit tougher, actually. I'll have to hold Alt again and break them again. There we go. Now they're broken, so we can get up there easily. Alright, we'll go for the melee. This should be a good melee kill. What are we up against here? This is an Arbalest. It's a tier 1 ranged unit. Alright, let's throw the spear. Nice kill. No unit spawned, believe it or not. Kind of strange. What if we cloud in a bottled here and just caused a bit of mayhem? Spur this guy to action so he can throw another spear. Low chance to hit, but always take a shot. If you got a shot, take it. These necromancers need to die. 100%. They're probably the most important unit in this battle to kill, especially we need to prevent them from getting to other necromancer corpses. If he can get over to revive another necromancer, that's really bad for me. Yeah, we should totally engage this guy in melee because we can. We have the units that can do that. Alright, let's start firing at him. Oh, baby. Tell me about that damage. Come on. I would say the battle isn't going horrendously yet. It will soon, though. Guarantee it. We're going to start losing units here next turn, especially the doggos. Alright, let's cancel his defense mode. He's sundered, he's marked, he's an easy prey. Let's get up here and break this guy's zone of control. Be good to get behind him as well. And put him well and truly on his marching orders. 80% chance to hit. Oh, critical hit. 80% on this too, actually. We get an easy kill. What are you even? A white witch? You're a dead witch. That's what you are. The dead sandwich. Right, what do we got in terms of Blaze of the Horde? We can almost kill an archer over here. I say we take that blaze. It's a 37 damage blaze. We need to take out these charge units. They're very scary. If they get up in our face, they'll do so much damage. Boom, there's one dead. Excellent. Oh man, I'd love this necromancer to die right here. Come on. 50-50, lovely. Love to see it, love to see it. I think that's all my units now have acted. Ooh, critical flank. All right. Right, let's have a look at the state of the battle. I think it's actually going kind of more okay than I expected it to. I'm going to drop a Blaze of the Horde over here to get rid of that spire before it heals again. Get behind these guys and just straight up murder them. Easy. Catapults are in position. Drop a catapult right there. Boom. Nice defense. Drop a catapult right there. Boom. All right, let's get the dogs over here to break their defense modes. Hey, man. I love this. The dogs remove their ability to retaliate. The marksmen rush in. You start getting the big damage. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the power of the Houndmaster. It is just a ridiculous unit because it's 2 units in 1, okay? Very few units come with that power. It's a game-breaking ability to be able to bring a second unit to a battle. Like, really. All right, we got a little bit of a problem here. I need to kill this archer. This archer is doing way too much damage from range. Okay, I really needed that to not be a graze. I need this to not be a graze. Perfect. Okay, he's dealt with. Now, I wonder why is this guy not spawning a spearman when he dies? Because he's supposed to spawn a skeleton when he dies, but he didn't for some reason. I don't understand why. Like, the animation plays, but no unit appears. So that's slightly confusing to me. So this would be a little bit too much in retaliation. So I'm going to go ahead and slip out of his zone of control. Go 3 tiles away so he can only get 1 attack in. And just do the skirmisher thing, man. Stay at range, throwing spears. Stay close enough to where he can charge me, but far enough away that he can't get a good hit on me. I think the counter to skirmishers is shock units. Because skirmishers want to get away from you and shoot at you. A shock unit being able to run across open ground and get their full charge attack, kind of scary for you. Alright, let's remove this guy's bolstered defense. And again, I think it'd be good if we got rid of these spell shapers. The steel shaper, rather. What happens if you get up on that tower? Not much, but you can get up real close here and blast him. I'm far more interested in getting rid of this. What about a Blaze of the Horde? Maybe a Vine Prison over here to keep these guys busy. That'd be good. Almost brought this guy down this turn. They just have so much health, dude, and I just don't do enough damage. God, this guy has 20 armor. 20 armor. That's insane. Earthkin, tough, shield wall. Bolster defense, shield defense, defensive tactics, elite metal, base +2, tier 3 +2. Jesus. Okay, I gotta respect units with armor more. Like, these guys are so hard to take down. Even though I'm removing stacks of their defense, it just doesn't matter. It's just not enough. He's still got 1 stack of bolster defense on him, like, and I've done nothing. I think it's because every time I attack him, he gets one. So it ends up just being neutral and it refreshes. The vines are doing their job at least. Oh yeah, this is where I can get some damage on these guys pretty easily. Kill him. Nice. Doggos, get up here and mark this boy. My hound masters need to do some work. Slowly but surely, we're skirmishing them down. Slowly but surely. There we go. Now we're getting the primal strikes to finish them off. So what once was my strongest flank is now collapsing. Something I'm kind of okay with. I feel as if we're going to break these guys emotionally soon. It's not the most interesting battle ever. It's just a lot of like clicking on my skirmish units, pressing 4, clicking on an enemy, clicking on the skirmish units. Because like this guy just has so much health and we can only do like little chunks of damage at a time. Oh, I think they're fleeing. Did we break them? I think we broke them. Break this. Now all enemy units are routing and we win. Oh, we turned a loss into a victory. Honestly, I love playing against the odds like this. But it really just goes to show you how to beat the AI, how to manipulate their behavior. We have taken control of the city of Smogon. Now I could migrate this, but we are 100% raising this because I love raising cities. We've already raised 3 cities for spoils of destruction. Oh buddy, that is a lot of armies she has sent at me. Like that is ridiculous. I'm gonna need more stacks. The good news is you can steal enemy ancient wonders and then stand at them to regenerate health. It's really, really good. So like, for example, you see this crystal thicket over here? I've stolen this from him. It's actually my color on the map. It's kind of hard to see, but it is definitely my color. If you like look over here and you kind of squint a little bit, it belongs to me. And so these units that are inside here, they actually recover 25 health per turn. I love how this city has 174 production and the Glade Runner costs 176 to produce. It's like, come on, man, how close could you get? Right, let's clear out Silver Dam. And we have successfully cleared it. We will go ahead and raise it. The Heart of Shadow will go down here as well. We need to make it all the way up to Safe Word to kill him off. And that's going to be what we do. This game is all about total war. There are no compromises. There are no, yeah, you get to keep living. All about kill or be killed. Anyway, I think this is as good as any time to end here. We've gone for quite a while and I'm pretty tired. It's pretty late. It's gone past midnight, guys. But let me tell you, I've been having a fantastic time playing Age of Wonders and we are developing our empire. I do feel like the more time I spend with the game, the more things I find wrong with the game. I'm not ready to talk about those things just yet, but I definitely have some thoughts on the balance and I definitely have some thoughts on like the basic gameplay. Like just for example, I just really don't like the shape of provinces. I can't explain it, but this just like this province, totally fine shape. This province, totally fine shape. This province, I hate it. Whatever this is, whatever this weirdness is, you know, like this province, weirdly shaped. Yeah, I don't know. I really hate this. I like nice, straight, slow curving edges. I hate this kind of like little jutting portion. I hate this. This just feels awful to me. Don't like that. Just make it so, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the way this touches, to be honest with you. But generally, I think the game is quite fun. It's interesting. It's got a lot going for it. And yeah, it's pretty neat. Oh my god, that's so many armies. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.